Good evening. The primary lesson that I took from watching the videos for Web 2.0 was how technology is changing how we live, interact, think. Primary part of the video was how technology, the internet, Web 2.0 is changing how we teach and how students learn. Some of the fascinating information that was put on from the K-State students, how little time is spent reading textbooks and how much time is spent reading emails and how much time is spent online. Web 2.0 is a dynamic tool, hence different to Web 1.0, which was named after Web 2.0 was created. It's created a whole new community culture, platforms to share information and connect with each other. The old saying goes, it has just made the world smaller, much like boats did and airplanes. And now we can have meetings with people on the other side of the world and not have to travel. It's changed how we do business. It's changed how we watch sports. It's sometimes changed how we fall in love with websites that are now online to find your soulmate. Just to me, it's just fascinating. 21st century teaching with technology is, I used my experience as a teacher. I started teaching in 2003 and I used a chalkboard. Then an overhead projector where you'd put the transparencies on and it would shine up on the screen and you could write on them and erase them, and the kids thought it was awesome. Then I had a whiteboard and then a smart board, which I really enjoyed using, where the kids could come up and actually write on the whiteboard and such like. When I left teaching 14 years later, one-on-one, where all the kids had a computer, was the in thing. We just started with Google Chromebooks at the school I taught at, and our freshman class was actually the class that was used as a test just to see how the Chromebooks worked. And it's where I started using technology a lot more. I was able to create Google Classroom for each of my classes. I actually spent some time teaching other teachers how to use Google Classroom. What I really liked about it was how simple it was. And so I was able to use it. So I still have Google Drive now, and I use it with my work, and I also use it with my volunteer work with local soccer associations. The fact that I can get an elementary education license completely online, sat at home on Sunday mornings doing all my work, or sat here at the office doing this after hours, shows how much technology has changed what we can do. Teaching is now much more dynamic. Students can create websites, add information on websites instead of just reading websites. Students can create podcasts instead of just watching videos. One of the things I thought about when watching the videos and when I was writing out my reflection was I got a 6-month-old granddaughter. Just fascinating to think about what she will be using when she is in high school. Just be awesome to look at. Show some of the old pictures of me writing on a chalkboard, and she'll probably get a laugh out of that. I watched several Crash Course American History podcasts. I used them a lot in the class when I was teaching. So I watched another one for this particular assignment. My students loved them. They were funny. They had questions on them, graphics, cartoons, actual videos. Not too long, 12 to 15 minutes. And then you could actually take them and you could edit them. You could add questions to them. And then, of course, because of technology, we just started creating our own. So now instead of students reading textbooks, they're creating them. In fact, last couple of years of when I was teaching, there were 3 of us teaching American history, and we told our school we no longer needed textbooks. They loved that because the amount of money that they saved. Yes, I say social networking apps should be looked at in class. How about we show kids how to create a LinkedIn page? I've just started doing that. Not very good at it, but I've started using it. How to use Twitter and Facebook to market and advertise as opposed to just socially. Same with blogs. Blogs can be so useful. I run a nonprofit soccer association, and there's soccer blogs out there, and I'm here in Kansas City and Topeka, and you can look at them because people put stuff on there about things that are going wrong in your organization. I had my freshmen in high school do blogs on topics we were covering in class and then current affairs, created great discussions and great teaching opportunities. Some of the favorite assignments that we did was, if Abraham Lincoln had a Facebook page, what would it look like? If Martin Luther King Jr. had a Twitter, what would it be like? And the kids were really, really engaged in those type of lessons. So no longer are we just showing and talking through PowerPoints. Teaching should be and needs to be dynamic and interactive, just like the real world. Very similar to this, I'm slowly getting more comfortable with technology. This is now my 4th webcam assignment, and I probably still look like a dork. Like I said, I'm not real photogenic, but I'm a little bit more comfortable than I was just a couple of weeks ago. Some of the things I'm reading fascinating, and one day when I hopefully get back into the classroom, I will certainly use. With regards to bookmarks, I have a Microsoft Edge tablet, and so I use the favorites portion of that. I have a Google Drive, so I use the bar at the top for that a lot. Real comfortable with that. So I just added Google bookmarks to my computer because, like I said, I use Google Drive a lot, especially for my volunteer work. So very, very comfortable with the bookmark feature, especially the favorites part. I have folders for personal stuff. Now I have a favorites folder for my Fort Hays State classwork, referee stuff, which I volunteer with the state of Kansas, and then my work here in Topeka, Kansas. So, I've over the years I got a little more comfortable with technology. So hopefully I'll learn a little bit more, and we'll go from there. So thanks for listening, everybody, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.